Good morning, traders. Today is Tuesday, November 1st, 2022, and today's stock market outlook is bullish. It looks actually quite strong. Let's dive right on into it. It is at resistance right now. Let's look at the upper right-hand corner right here. As you see, this is the 65-minute time frame. This resistance level is the high for last Friday's monster rally. Okay, see that? Now, since we're on the 65-minute time frame, look this the MACD is firmly above zero and going upwards, right? RSI is way crazy up in the 80s, right? And so Chaikin Money Flow is going up, everything's going up. On the 65-minute, even the EMA is going up, and look at how high the price is relative to the 65-minute EMA 50 red line here. That's crazy power. Okay, I'm going to show you something else in a moment, but it's very strong. Right now, it is very bullish. Right now, see, it's just hanging out right there at resistance. It's waiting for opening bell, guys. It's waiting for opening bell. I think it's going to break resistance. Basically, it's going to break out higher than last Friday's high. This is last Friday right here, right there. Okay. And so yesterday, as it turns out, and I'm going to show you this in a moment too, yesterday's pullback that back tested um, was actually a successful back test. I'm going to show that to you. It's on the 195-minute chart. But so the 30-minute, again, confirms what the 65-minute is showing. It just looks strong. It's at resistance. It's just strong, very strong. Look at the gap between the price currently. This is TQQQ in pre-markets, updating real time. Look at the gap between the price and the EMA 50. That's a huge gap. Look at that big old wick on the 30-minute. That means the market makers are not going to let this fall. Okay, that's what that means. So look at the huge engulfing bullish candle, and then it goes up, and then this huge giant wick means no, you're not going down. You're going to stay up there. Okay, and that's also corroborated by the larger time frames. Okay, so let me jump into the 195-minute. Okay, look right here to the far right. Yesterday, opening bell, it came down and kissed the 195-minute. Okay, I did comment yesterday. I was like, yeah, it blew right through the 30-minute, and it was hovering around it eventually ping ponged around the 65-minute and the 130-minute, but it did drop below the 130-minute yesterday. Let me show you. Here's the 130-minute. Yesterday, yes, here briefly. See, briefly it dropped to the 130 because it kissed the 195. But look, but as we previously discussed, so on Friday it went up, right? It needs to back test, which it did on yesterday on Monday. It back tested back to the EMA 50 on the 195, and look at that successful back test because the candle body here is above the EMA 50, and then boom, now we're off to the races again. That's very bullish, guys. So um, that's very bullish. I mean, so up, successful back test, and off to the races on the 195. Usually I talk about going up, back test, and off to the races on the 5-minute chart. This is the 195-minute chart. That's very bullish. Okay, there's no mistaking that. Okay, so one last thing I want to show you. Let's see here. Let me get it. Let me move this chart over to this screen. Okay, let's jump over to the 4-hour chart. Okay, first I want to call your attention to the MACD. Look at that. Firmly above zero, and in fact, so yesterday it dipped, and now it's going back up. Okay, look at that right here. This is what you need to see. This is critical. That's bullish, guys. The last time We saw this this orientation right here. I'm circling the three, you know, tops, mountain tops, whatever you want to call them. The last time we saw this, when it came up, came back down to close to zero, came up, came back down, no close to zero, and stayed up. Last time we saw that, right here, up, close to zero, up, close to zero, up. That was in August. Okay, and we all know what happened if you were trading August, July into August. We all know what happened. Okay, that's the same formation we're seeing now again in the MACD. Now, one more thing. I drew this trend line, as you see here, from August 15th, August 14th, 15th. That peak, right? From the peak until today. Perfect trend line. Let me zoom in. Let me show you something. This is Friday. Back test to the trend line, which happens to also be the 195-minute, right? 109 on the chart that you just saw. 195-minute time frame, half day, and then off, up to the races. Boop. We are starting at the very beginning stages of an upward trend, guys. I'm not saying this is going to be a sustainable bull bull market trend, but it is a trend just like in August. It is a counter trend. And so, uh, we haven't seen this trend. Oops, that's okay. You guys have already seen the line. Let me see. I'm trying to let me change views to reset the view here. Since August, um, we haven't seen it really break the trend until now. Here we are today, right? We haven't seen it since August until now. We have not seen it break the trend and successfully backtest against any line until now. There we go. That's better. There you go. So, like I said, I think we're at the beginning of it. I think to show this type of bullish pattern on the 4-hour, right? It shows it too on the 1-hour. Of course, there you go. See, it came down and dipped yesterday, but it stayed above zero. Stayed above zero. Look at that. Higher, without question, higher low. And it's above zero. That's bullish. There's no other way. That's not something that's going to just flash crash on you unless, well, something like tomorrow. Okay, keep that in mind. Tomorrow, the FOMC, Jerome Powell's talk, press conference, that could flash crash you. Okay, but it's bullish today, guys. So I'd be going. I would wait for it to clear that resistance. Okay, let's go back to minimize that. I would wait. Let me get on a better screen that actually shows the resistance line. Here, let's just get back to this. At opening bell, make sure it breaks out above resistance, successfully back tests that resistance, and then goes up, then go long. Okay, that's the recommendation. So up, back test, and make sure the candle body on the 5-minute closes above. The body must close above the resistance line. Then you can go long. So that means you have to wait on the 5-minute chart. You must wait a minimum of 5 minutes for that body to close. I would not recommend making a call, placing a call option on the before the candle closes, because you don't know, it might fail on you in the final minute. I've seen that happen in the final 60 seconds of that 5-minute candle. I've seen it give way. Okay, So that is all I've got for you guys today. Good luck.